All right, well, if we can get all these fish picked up, we'll show y'all. There you go. Louisiana red snapper run does not disappoint. We just got some absolute turbo snapper, 60, 70 foot. Could not get any better than this.
Well done.
Absolutely awesome. So I'm staying for the weekend here in Grand Isle, and part 1 has covered days 1 and 2. This video is going to be all about day number 3. The clip you're seeing right now are actually a recap from the last video, so if you haven't checked it out, I'm going to leave that video link in the very top of the description or in the top right of your screen if you're viewing on YouTube. Alrighty, well, welcome back. This is a continuation of our Grand Isle, Louisiana spearfishing trip. Got a boat full today, back out here, calm seas, and we're gonna see if we can get on some big, tasty fish. You guys stay tuned. So the first thing people ask me when they find out I go spearfishing is, do you see sharks? And the quick answer is yes. You might not only see them, but they're around, lurking just outside of visibility, or just waiting for a chance at one of your fish. Now, they're pretty aware, so most of them realize you aren't prey, so usually they won't even bother you, unless you shoot a fish.
Holy!
I had a big snapper and a shark munched right at my feet. No. Yeah. Holy sh**. He came up so fast, dude. Like right, I looked down and all of a sudden I feel slack and I see the f***ing shark just shoo.
He spoiled you?
No.
While I was disappointed to lose this fish, I was just thankful that this shark ripped the red snapper's head off and didn't mistakenly bite mine.
That was wild.
Big red?
Biggest one I've seen all day, dude.
Most of the time, these sharks just want an easy meal. They're hungry, and eating a speared fish accomplishes that. They're usually pretty good about deciphering between food, which they know as fish, and you. Even if the fins you're wearing look exactly like a wounded fish. In all honesty though, I don't think that the sharks see my fins and think of a meal. Underwater, they really just look full-on yellow or full-on green, and not so much like a dying mahi. But I guess time will tell. Nice school of red snapper here. I aim at the biggest one down below me, aim at the head, but I put it a little bit too far forward and missed the shot. Next dive here, I'm able to wait him out and get another shot.
First snapper of the day. Not a giant, but a good eater. Go in the box. Oh, you got 4?
So a couple of the guys weren't doing any spearfishing, so we stopped at a cutoff rig to catch some vermilion snapper, aka beeliner snapper, and some red snapper to get their limit. While we were doing that, me and JD, one of my dive buddies on the trip, decided to hop in the water since we were on a cutoff rig that came up to about 65 feet. On my descent, I immediately saw the rig whenever I hit about 40 foot, and there were just sharks everywhere. There's some giant mangrove snapper right here. I see a cobia, but looking at all the sharks, I decide not to even bother. If I shoot one of these fish, a shark's just gonna swarm it, and there's a very good chance it goes down and gets tangled up. And I definitely don't want to be going back down there trying to untangle a fish with the amount of hungry sharks around. The guys fishing on the boat were already having enough trouble just getting the fish up to the surface without getting sharked. So I decided not to bother. The water's pretty dirty and it's just too sharky to risk shooting a fish.
We missed the wreck. Dude, he was so much closer to you than whatever you saw him. Like, he was from me to you.
Is he gonna bite me?
I'm telling you, it's close.
So after a shark got a little bit too close for comfort, we decided to move spots. Diving the cutoff was awesome, but there was just way too many sharks. We opted to go out a little bit farther into some deeper, much cleaner water on a still standing oil rig. Now, in hindsight, this definitely wasn't a good move on my part, and it was rather reckless, but this cobia shows up and swims right up at me, and I really think I can do some damage with a good shot. He presents it, I shoot him in the head, and unfortunately he does exactly what I hope he won't do. Now, the reason you don't shoot fish this deep is because they can get tangled up all into those pilings and make it impossible to undo while freediving. But I do have some hope. He only tangles up under one horizontal pylon, and I think when I get back up to the surface, I can winch him out. But it's damn sure not happening on this dive. My reel actually locks up, and I have to drop my gun to use my belt reel. Thankfully, I had it. And right here, all I'm hoping for is that I can get to the surface in time to brief. Unfortunately, not long after, my line starts ripping and then goes slack. My shaft is gone, my reel is spooled, and if you remember on the dive, my reel never let out all the line. We quickly discover the culprit when Harrison, the last guy in the water, starts hollering and saying there was 3 bull sharks swimming right up from the deep where I shot my cobia. Let's just say he got out of the water and we got out of there, and I was very thankful that I wasn't down there trying to recover that fish when those bull sharks showed up. Luckily, I was able to redeem myself a little bit later on when we see another cobia, and this one wasn't going anywhere.
You got one? Give me that. You're welcome for that. He was sitting right next to me. I was like, when do y'all come shoot this?
Alright, well, I guess we're 1 for 2 today. Luckily, you pulled him out of the rig. Went down with a 1.3 Rob Allen. Evan said he saw a ling. Me and JD turned around, and lo and behold, he was sitting right there, swimming around us, checking us out. Dove down, chased after him, caught up to him, and was lucky to put a shot in him. Good legal size eater. Feels good to actually get one in the boat after getting robbed by bull sharks. Good deal.